Whoa, 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 whoa. Hey, Kina. How's it going? I don't know if you've been here since the. Well, I've explained it before, but I'm doing a somewhat serious job right now, and frankly, I'm just anxious about showing my face until that is resolved, until this job is over with. So we're doing the VR thing until after it's finished. How's it going? Carry on my wayward son. How is everybody doing today? How is the morning treating everybody? Good? I assume good. I'm taking it as good. Ah. Had a weird sleep last night. Okay, no, it's fine. Anyways. I will start talking as a human being in a second. This probably won't be the longest stream in the world, just because it's early in the morning. I don't know. I felt like I used to stream every morning. I would just wake up, stream. I haven't done that in a very long time. I was like, oh, why don't I do that today? See how people are behaving. Oh, the 20 people that were here all left. Anyways, how's everybody doing? Good, I hope. Good. Oh, okay, there it is. Good. Phew. Okay, so the Twitch. Okay, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. Ooh, it's a little bit behind. It didn't used to be this behind, but okay. The Twitch side of things. Usually, I keep that open. Okay. So I can work on stuff. I'm watching the chat right now through my phone, but I'd like to listen to some music, so I have to, while I work, so I have to turn off my phone. I listen to music while I work, so, it's going to have to be, I don't know, I'm over-explaining this. Everybody gets this concept, but, yeah. I'm trying to fill air. Trying to fill air until I get a comment. But it means that I have to turn this off, which is fine. Okay. View that. Okay. Lovely. Shoob, shooba dooba dooby doo. Hey, baby. So I wrote this, well, dictated it last night in just like a block, and now I'm just trying to edit it. Oh, that reminds me. I got good notes from a short story I was working on last night, and where is it? Somebody put it on that. Oh, this was an obvious mistake. I might have been trying to cut it down so it wasn't so much dialogue all at once. You know, one of the struggle things is when you're writing a story is sometimes there are characters who just like to talk and will say a lot, and I'm like, I always struggle them. I always struggle. With like when a character is going on for a while about something. It's always awkward format wise. It's Rin! It's Rin for the win. It's Rin. Oh, yeah. It's Rin for the win. Yeah. It's Rin. Hey, Rin, how's it going? I won't be mad. I'm not gonna be mad. Tell me what it is. Okay. Okay, Rin. Um, I just want you to keep in mind something, okay? I just want you to keep in mind something. If he did this once, he's willing to do this again. Okay? If he did it once, he's willing to do it again. I just want you to keep that fact in your head, okay? If he did it once, if he did it to her, he'd be willing to do it again to you. You ruined my happy moment, Ren. Just you're young and I worry about you. So, how's it going besides that? Okay, I'm sure he said that to you. Just Rin, keep your wits about you with all of this, okay? I'm good, Rin. I'm good. I like I like what I'm doing right now. Profession wise. I'm sure I brought this up a few times, but I'm working on a political campaign at the moment, and it's cool. I'm like actually trying to affect the outcome of the world for the first time in my life instead of just complaining about it. And it's a unique. It's kind of cool, frankly. I'm not going to bore all of you with talking about politics, partly because it's more of a local election, and some of the issues would not really translate well to uh, that. But if you want to, I might work a little bit on stuff on here at some point down the line. We'll see. Maybe not. Partly metal, partly real. Mm-hmm. How's the art going? I had a lot of fun. A few nights ago. Last night, I streamed last night, and I had a lot of fun. Um, we were just looking at old themes. We were just looking at old theme songs for cartoons. Which is always a lot of fun for me. Oh, was I doubling? You guys gotta tell me that if that's going on. Anyways. I wanted to look something up because I saw people commenting on this. Did Stan Lee write the Defenders of Earth theme song? Oh, he did. Well, oh, that is wild. Yep. So, I know nobody's here, but we can talk about it briefly. If people are unaware of this, okay, so Mandrake right here and the Phantom. I'm trying to get my timeline straight here. There's an argument to be made that Mandrake might be one of the first superheroes. In fact, I believe Mandrake premiered. I believe both Mandrake and the Phantom premiered before Superman, and were okay. When did Mandrake the Magician premiere? When did Mandrake the Magician premiere? I might be wrong on this. I'm fact checking myself in real time. When did Superman first premiere? 19. Okay, Superman premiered in 1938, whereas Mandrake premiered in 1934. I was correct. Haha. Thank God. And the Phantom premiered in 1936. So, arguably, the Phantom and Mandrake are the real starts of like superhero fiction. With Mandrake possibly being the first true superhero. There's an early somebody actually a bit there's actually a character a bit earlier, but we can go with Mandrake. And it's interesting because I don't think people know all that much about the Mandrake, the Magician, and the Phantom and stuff like that. The reason you don't know about them and the reason you've never heard of them is because they were newspaper comics for the most part. They were syndicated newspaper comic strips, which is very different from like periodicals that Superman premiered in. In fact, who is it? Is it Ulysses Hercules? I believe is an earlier example. Ulysses Hercules. No, what is it? Early superhero. I mean, yeah, Hugo Hercules. Haha. 1902. Hugo Hercules premiered in 1902. Now, Hugo Hercules is a person with super strength that would go around lifting, go around helping people. And of course, this was presented as more of a comedic thing, but then there's an argument to be made that Hugo Hercules is maybe the first real example of a superhero in comic medium. And again, comic strip published in newspaper, and that was just not as popular seemingly eventually as like the periodicals that were released with like starring Superman and stuff. And okay, so what's interesting about this is so this is Flash Gordon. If you can tell, Flash Gordon is another periodical published. Flash Gordon is another periodical published by published in a newspaper. Hint, 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 hint. This entire show is a periodical, is a newspaper comics. I assume all these characters are now owned by Hearst, or no, not Hearst. King. Of course, it would have to be King. Flash Gordon. Let's see. Yeah, of course, I'm done. Of course, it has to be King. What am I saying? Okay, yeah. Now, Flash Gordon, created by Alexander Raymond, who is arguably important on his own right. I mean, Flash Gordon is incredibly important. A lot of what you think of as like sci-fi and fantasy comes from Flash Gordon as a character. Now, the thing with Flash Gordon is, and one of the very famous stories with so Flash Gordon, very basically, he's an American football player, and through space accidents gets through space technology accidentally gets transported deep into the galaxy. Anyways. Incredibly popular character, one of the more popular characters, was drawn by Alexander Raymond, and arguably, so I've read so much of Flash Gordon, for a lot of things, just because I was kind of curious about it. Let's see, original comic art. If I could show you like, oh, nobody's here, so I'm just gonna do it. Um, Original comic art. I have a collection of the comics somewhere. Yeah, yeah. There's some issues, some dated stuff with Flash Gordon as a thing. But let me see. Let me see if I can find some good examples. I just want to show you a few panels from it because it's. Um, hey, face your fear. Oh, all sorts of things. I was just going on a. I was just. Yeah, cats are taking author jobs now. Yeah. Oh, all sorts of things. Mostly like I'm working on kind of a fantasy comedy right now. I have two main projects going. One about a an orc who becomes a pro wrestler, and then the other is asks essentially what would happen if Uber entered a fantasy world. Our main two projects at the moment. Uh, by the way, the cat thing is solely because at the moment right now I'm working a very serious job, and I'm a little bit anxious of having my face attached to both that job and Twitch streaming at the moment. So, but yes, I'm a cat. I'm a cat. A witch cursed me. That's my backstory. I was a human, but a witch cursed me. Uh, I wanted to show just some art from. Welcome to this. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, yeah. I'll show my face eventually again at some point, but I've gotten very yeah. I got very anxious. This is only a temporary job, so once that job is over with, I'll feel more comfortable. But I got very anxious because I'm working for a congressional campaign at the moment, which is a very weird thing I ended up doing. Uh, and I'm like, this is a pretty serious job. I should probably be pretty serious about this and not let my goofy internet stuff get in the way. I don't think they'd mind, but I'm worried. Um, I'm worried. I might. I'm worried I might get them in trouble by doing this. Is my problem. So I'm a cat now. A witch cursed me, and I'm a cat now. That's the official in universe backstory. I was just I was just talking briefly about Flash Gordon and how it's very weirdly quite important to the whole. Tell me a little bit about your writing to the history of like media right now, uh, and its influence is felt everywhere. Yet nobody really knows about it. And I was just going to point out that if you look at Flash Gordon's art, like if you really look at Flash Gordon's art, um, uh, it's and let's see, let's compare it to something like an early. This is first issue of Batman, and like something like early Batman comics or something. uh, not to insult Batman, not to insult Bob Kane as life seems. Oh, dude, I get that. Trust me, I get that. But if you look at something like you know, Bob Kane, I don't think was ever credited as being one of the great artists. But if you look how stiff the Batman comics are compared to like the flowing gorgeousness of freaking Alexander Raymond's art. I mean, look at that. Look how beautiful that is. It's like a painting compared to like it's like a painting compared to what they were doing. I mean, Alexander Raymond was one of the great artists, the great comic artists of all time. So, but it's like, I do find it funny. It's like when you look at it, it's like this one is the $1 billion franchise. um, but anyways, so if people are curious, Flash Gordon eventually a young filmmaker by the name of George Lucas wanted to make an adaptation of Flash Gordon. Couldn't get the rights, so he said, "Screw it! I'll just take all my own ideas and make Star Wars." Basic end of that story. Um, Tell me about your story. What's the current story you're working on at the moment? This is an idea I had yesterday, and I was just jotting down some notes for it. Yeah, exactly. Well, Flash. Yeah, I know. I'm kidding. Oh yeah, yeah. Not that. By the way, big. Yeah. Well, oh, by the way, biggest Batman fan in the world. Biggest Batman fan in the world. I don't mean to disparage Batman, but I think it kind of proves that like beautiful, gorgeous, flowing artwork of like Alexander Raymond, like artwork, like 100% perfect artwork is not really the guarantee to for massive long success as people assume it is. You could kind of take that and apply it to almost everything. Like, you know, super high fidelity graphics in video games aren't necessarily the guarantor of success. Yeah. Oh well, that just always happens, my man. Just always happens. As you get more and more into something and learn about the particularities of it, like what people like and what non-writers like and what writers like is so different. Because you live it every day, and it's like so you're inclined, and you have a wider selection of it, so you're inclined to like a little bit. You'll be in depth more with what you like. Um, it's like I had to get up for a sec. It's like yeah, yeah. It's like I think about that a lot. It's like there's stuff I'm yeah. Okay, I like this. Um, I like this. Yeah, I do think. No, I get it. I get it. I had a teacher once who really. I always try and with my stories, and not that this is the right way, but this is the. But I always try and make sure my stories have like an easy one sentence description. Not that this is the right way, but I like it for myself because it means I can just pitch it very easily to people. Usually on Twitch, when you for me, the thing I learned about being on Twitch and YouTube is, especially if you're doing this writing stuff, is you get very good at pitching your story very quickly because like the number one thing people are going to ask you is, uh, "What's your story about? What are you writing?" Yeah. So I was just trying to think of something very clear. I mean, yeah, but it's also like, well, the thing is, like, but some stories are complicated. Some stories are about a lot of stuff. Like, if I said, like, Infinite Jest is a story about a tennis player, would that fairly and accurately describe it? I mean, it's objectively true. It is about a guy who plays tennis. Gravity's Rainbow. It's about a guy who it's about a guy's pretty harrowing experience in World War II. Gravity's Rainbow. It's a romance story about World War II. Uh, oh, now I'm having fun. What are some other like postmodern classics? Uh, yeah. House of Leaves. No. House of Leaves is about the House of Leaves is about the anxieties of buying a new house. I mean, on some level, I think that might be a pretty good description of it. It's about moving into it. It's about buying your first house, but um, let's see, Invisible Cities. It's about um, yeah, exactly. It's about the struggles of train travel in the 1800s. The brother, Crime and Punishment. It's about it's about a bat. It's about a bad stay at a hotel. This is fun. Um, I mean, these are all objectively correct. Exactly. See, I'm having fun now. This is fun. Uh, I was trying to think of one for Invisible Cities, which is my favorite book. That's a hard one to think of. Uh, Invisible Cities. It's a guy visits a few cities. Yeah. So how long have you been working on this? On this, tell me. How long have you been working on this? Oh God, I've been in that. I have been in that. So it's like a full novel? Great Grammarly. Oh, sorry. Grammarly used to be like the best thing ever, and then they really embraced a lot of this AI stuff, and it's been screwing everything up for me. I don't know. The line I'm most proud. The line I'm most proud of changes all the time. You know, it's always. I always say this to people. It's like, what's your favorite thing? It's like the thing I'm working on right now is my favorite thing. Like usually, the thing I'm working on right now, like, is the favorite thing I've written because it means that it's the thing I'm the most excited about at the moment. Um, yeah. It's like my favorite character. Like I've been asked before, like what's the favorite character I've written? Like the current one I'm writing at the moment is my favorite character, just because that's the one I'm excited for. Um, nope, totally wrong. Grammarly, totally wrong again. Let's see. I showed this line to somebody recently, and it made them laugh. But it's a whole setup thing. Okay. Help! A skeleton man is attacking me. An, a, Another from a skeleton man. Help! A muscle man is attacking me. Muscle men were like skeleton men, but instead of a walking skeleton, they were a walking muscular system. I don't know. I thought that was kind of funny. It's not like I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Well, I just thought it was funny because it's like in my head. If you really think about it, it's walking skeletons in fantasy stories are ridiculous, and they're like, and it makes just as much sense as like a walking muscular system. Anyways, I don't know. I think something in here I wrote might be pretty good after a little bit of work. I just put that in there. I just I'm gonna be honest, face. I just did all the default ones that they suggested. You can try and unban a word. I don't think I'm probably not gonna let people, but you can try. I know I banned every variation of the phrase "little dicky." I know you haven't seen my face. My face is very easy to find if you go back. But I do have a passing resemblance to him in real life, and uh, uh, I got very annoyed with people going like, "You look like little Dicky. You look like little Dicky." I'm like, okay. He's a rapper. I hate this line. Pigeon looks wearily around. I always hate like this is I don't know. This is I'm just kind of putting this into words right now, but I hate like character verb action line. Do you know what I mean? It's character verb action. It's like I don't know. It's like pigeon looked wearily around. It's like I could describe that so much more interestingly. Like I could describe that so much more interestingly. But it's like that is like pure script direction in prose form. That isn't prose. That's oh ad. Hmm, interesting. I'm not gonna say anything. I don't want to. Oh wait, I am not on YouTube. Oh shit. 1 second. I'm just doing some background work. Uh-oh. Have to get some technical things set up. There we go. Yeah. So, do you write in German or do you write in English? Yeah. I do always think, I have always thought, when you look at other languages, like as opposed to English, it is very weird the priority that English has. It's like, I always thought this, it's like, we always describe things as look at the big red car, you know? And that makes grammatical sense in English, but I always think about that and I'm like, maybe other languages do this better because we take to the end to get to the object of the sentence. And like, wouldn't it actually make more sense to Start with the thing, add the descriptor and then the verb. Like look at the car big red, or the car red big, car red big. I don't know. It doesn't sound right in English. It just sounds bad in English. But I was like, maybe other languages are right about this. It's like maybe that is the better way to do it, and English is just weird. Yeah. Yeah. It always is. It never fixes it. It never fixes it. You just get weirder. Yeah. 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 Maybe I'm just looking at grass is greener thing, but I've always thought that was a very, it might have been. It's actually much more efficient in other languages the way to do it. Yeah. He's a man of contentment. Sometimes, for no particular reason, he likes to laugh like a villain. That's a good line. Um, I mean, in English, it would be like the way I would, or he was a content man, but sometimes for no particular reason, he laughed like a villain. Contentment, contentment, contentment. Ah, hey, my selective dyslexia. I just, yeah, content. No, I get it, I get it. But yeah, pigeon looked wearily around. I don't like that line. I always think, okay, so I do. My initial training was actually in screenwriting, not in like novel writing. So but I see this all the time in like novels these days. Is like these sort of lines where it's like, okay, so there's a movie in your head. We think in movies now, usually, because that's like the main medium you engage with is movies or visual, film or video. So people think in movies. So one of the problems is, I think, with like modern literature, and it's a thing we've never, it appears in older literature too, and it's a thing that's never going to be totally. Oh, yes, I have a friend. There's a term for that. Yes, you are a special being, and you are right. I shouldn't say everybody. A lot of people think in movies. I think in movies, and like a problem I have with like modern literature is like what they're doing. I notice a lot is like mo- there's a movie in your. I don't know why I'm talking with my hands so much. There's a movie in your head. You then transcribe what you see. Then you transcribe the movie in your head. You describe what's happening in the movie in your head to book form. And that means, though, you're not really writing a book, you're more describing a movie. So like people. I mean, I'm gonna. There's an interesting factoid. I'm gonna tell you in a second. But I have a thing where I need to get my thoughts finished. Anyway, um, um, and what am I saying? Yeah. So it doesn't feel like a real. It doesn't feel like a book. It's not taking advantage of literature. Like you're not doing things literature can do that movies can't do. Literature is very good at like being internal is kind of my point. Like literature is very good at being internal. Like you can do internality with movies too, but it's different the way they engage with it. But literature is very directly internal, and you don't need to be like confined to like a space in the way movies do. Um, and it's like I get frustrated because it's like, why are you writing a book if you're just describing a movie? And when I say I get frustrated, I mean I get frustrated at myself. It's like you have to do literature. Don't do describe just movies that you would want to make at some point. Okay. Yeah. So I I think what you might have is called words aphastania. Um, Maybe not to diagnose you, but you know who has a high, weirdly, you know, the weirdly high percentage of people who have that? Animators. They did an informal poll at Disney a few years ago. Yeah, they did an informal poll of Disney years ago, and there's a surprisingly high level of people who work at Disney, specifically as animators, who are that. Like they have accent. Sorry, I can't say the word. Um, yeah, including somebody like the real famous example is Glenn Keane. Is this guy? He, I believe he was like the main animator on. He was the main, like he was the main person who animated like Ariel and stuff. And yeah, he has that. Glenn Keane is like one of the greatest animators of all time, but it's a strangely high amount of people have this. Anyways, who work in animation. So, um, thought that's kind of cool. Hints at maybe the way the brain works a little bit. Glenn Keane is such a. I'm so fascinated by Glenn Keane as a person. By the way, if you've never heard of Glenn Keane, uh, so I do art. I'm not like the greatest artist in the world, but I do art, and I can tell you that art is more akin to like a skill than like an innate ability. With enough practice and focus, you will get a lot better at art than you think you can. Yeah, but it's like what I'm saying is like fuck, I just can't say the word. Is it has a weirdly high percentage of people who are quite talented at artistic endeavors. So I don't know if I'm trying to inspire you or just like go like Well, you get done quicker. You do get quicker as you go along. If just a curious fun fact about Glen Keane. So Glen Keane is um, Glen Keane. I don't know if this might not be a thing you've ever heard of in Germany. Have you ever heard of the that's the trick. That's the trick. Um, have you ever heard of the comic strip? I weirdly know a lot about like newspaper comics. Do you know of the newspaper comic? Um, the Family Circus. Um, another King Syndicate. It's a King Syndicate. It's a King feature syndicate. Yeah. Da, da, da. They're everywhere. King Syndicates. I knew it. Anyways. Oh, it's not something worth knowing. Family Circus here in the U.S. is considered such like a it's so like it's like it's sickeningly sweet. It's like it's a comic strip, and like the joke is kids mispronounce words, or kids say cute things and misunderstand stuff. Subtle undercurrent of Christian No, I shouldn't put that. No. Never. No. I will not insult Glenn Keane like that. But a subtle undercurrent of kind of right wing Christian politics occasionally, as opposed to the guy who did BC, who was a lunatic. Oh, okay. Just a little bit more about weird newspaper comics are so weird. They're like a thing I'm quite fascinated by. Not to get too political, but we're gonna get a little bit political. Um, just for a minute, and then I'll stop. So one of the longest running comics is a thing called here in the oh yes, of course is a thing called BC. Now it's about cavemen. And you can tell from the name of the comic that it's BC, as in before Christ. So they shouldn't have. But the thing is, at some point, the creator of it became like a hardcore, like, evangelical Christian nationalist dude, and so he started slipping in all these reference. He started talking about like Christianity, but it's like cavemen, dude. Jesus wasn't there yet. You can't quite do that. Yeah, it's like you can't keep talking about Jesus with the whole premise of your comic. It takes place before Jesus. You even named it that. Anyways, so I thought that was funny. Anyways, sorry. Yeah, it's called foreshadowing is a literary device. It's a literary device? Hello! Oh, hey, Ash. How's it going, Ash? Good to see you. Oh, I was talking about the we were talking about the comic strip, BC. I don't... Do kids read do you read comic strips in the newspaper, Ash? It's perfectly okay if you don't. In fact, I would be shocked if you did. But or even held a newspaper. But there used to be this very popular comic called not I don't know if it was ever actually that popular, but there's this comic called BC, and it's been going on since like the beginning of time. It's been going on for like 100 years. That's not true, but and it's about cavemen. But at a certain point, the author of it got very religious, so he started talking about like Jesus all the time. But the problem is, it's literally called BC, and it's about cavemen. So it's like, so it's just like you can't. It doesn't really work. Anyways, how's it going? Face your fear. I do have a very specific question to ask you. I have been curious about this. And I want your perspective as a German person on the subject. Do you know who Otto Vance is, or Otto Vance? Yeah, Otto Vance is. Have you ever heard of him? How's it going, Ash? Anyways, I actually don't like one of the notes I got for this story, and I actually think it was a really good note, but I'm not totally sure how to approach it right now. Is that the this first chapter, probably other places, but this first chapter at least, it switches tenses a lot. And I think that's a fairly good note. No one knows what it's like. Anyways. Hello, hello, never. Hello, hello. Well, just tell them what you're doing. I'm sure they'd let you take time off to do it. Work allows you to have a break to watch streamers you like. That's just how America works. I'm sure if you explain that to them and say, a cat talks to me about stuff all the time, I'm sure they'd give you a lot of a break. Hey, hey, I'm no. I wish I was a big enough comic book fan that I could uh on on memory recall what Catman's name is. I'm no Thomas Blake. You got candy hearts. You got candy hearts and paper flowers. How's it going, Ash? Oh no. Do I still have power? Yeah, that's fine. That's good. Ugh, just relaxing now. Relaxing, being all cool. At the playground. School. Uh, what do you got planned for today? You gonna do anything fun? Gonna conquer the world? Get Do teens still build giant nuclear reactors? It's going good. I Oh yeah, if you wanna help, I mean, you don't have to, but if you guys want to, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't link myself directly to the candidate because that I'm working for. But we're doing some more aggressive political targeting of our the guy he's running against. I didn't mention the tie. I didn't bring the tie up. I didn't. Anyways, I do like what I'm doing. I'm actually really liking it. It feels good. You know what? Never. I often everybody. I often complain about politics, and this year I was like, oh, why don't I just be part of it? And it feels good. It feels like I'm actually like doing something instead of just like, I can't believe this is happening. It has, in a weird way, calmed me because at least I'm like, well, at least I'm trying. At least I'm trying to do something. Okay, Face, it was really nice meeting you. Yeah, it feels like because at least you're trying to actually do a thing instead of just like not. Yeah. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. So Ash, how many baseball games? Do you have to see a lot of his baseball games? Yeah. It's Ace. Ace is in the place. Oh, Ace is in the place. Oh, Ace is in the place. Oh. Oh, that's really nice. I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm happy. Is he good? Is he good at baseball? Nice. One second. Something just unplugged. Boom. Oh, sorry. I'm just tired. Not tired, just nothing much. We're chatting. You missed it. We were going in depth about early proto superheroes and um, where they may have really come from. We were just chatting, hanging out. I'm getting a little bit writing done in the sides. Well, I just look at stuff that just talk about stuff that makes me laugh. We were talking. Oh, what's going on? I don't know. What is the freak circus? What is the? Tell me the freak circus. I don't know what the freak circus. We were talking about the family circus. Okay, I want to play some. I'm going to play this clip for you guys, and then you're gonna. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to play the song for you, and then I'm going to tell you in a wild fact about this song that you're not going to believe. Okay.
Master of magic spells and illusion. Enemies crumble in fear and confusion. And drink. Defenders of the Earth. Defenders. His strength is a legend. His skills conquer all. Armed with his power, we never will fall. No fear. Defenders of the Earth. Defenders. With our new young heroes proving their worth. 4 become 8. Defending the Earth. Defenders of the Earth. Defenders. Defenders of the Earth.
Pretty okay. Very 80s. I actually think this was probably a 90s cartoon. Very 90s cartoon. A lot of strange history with these characters, but I went into that already. Did you pick up on who? Do you know who wrote that song? Stan Lee wrote that song. That's right, the co-creator of Spider-Man, the Fantastic Four, the Hulk. Who else? Groot. Wrote this song for some reason. He wrote the lyrics to that song. I don't know why he ended up writing it, but that's just a weird little fun fact. Okay, so what is Freak Circus? What is Freak Circus? I guys, I'm old. I don't know these things. I don't know these. Oh, that. I believe you mentioned this before. In fact, Ace, I believe you brought this up. Sorry, I just. we won't play it. I'll look at it a little bit, but I'm not gonna. Don't expect this to just turn into a playthrough. Okay. They've been around. I've been around for 3 days, spamming town flyers with random stunts. Their style, their style is pretty electric, but honestly, way better than any of those typical clowns with colorful outfits. Those ones give me the creeps with their red noses and their tacky rainbow wigs. The freak circus of horrors. Hey, get out of here, weirdo. Ever since you guys showed up, people have been disappearing, going, go back to whatever hellhole you crawled out of. People have been treating them very harshly. But just because someone ran off with a lover doesn't mean it's the circus's fault, right? I mean, well, that's interesting. Uh, yeah, that's kind of cool. Are you a big fan of that? Anyways, how long have I been on for? Yeah. Uh, huh, God. Yeah. I was like, have you guys? Oh my God. Sorry, I'm starting to feel tired again. Um, I kind of felt bad last night that I ended so early, just because I was feeling tired, but I'm starting to feel tired again. Uh, it's a little bit why I came on because I was like, I ended too early last night. I should have gone more longer, but I am starting to feel tired again. Um, uh, it's interesting. Um, Smiles. Very interesting. Oh, unfortunately, guys, I don't think I have the energy to keep going on. I think this is it for me for today. Maybe I'll come back later tonight with more energy. Oh, okay. Hey, Jaden. Okay, I'll go on for a little bit longer. How's it going, Jaden? That's good to hear, Jaden. That's very good to hear. I was about to. No, I'm just tired. You caught me just as I was about to go off, but I wanna say hi, Jaden. I wanna say hi. You caught me just as I was about to log off, but we can go a little bit longer. Uh, did you get a good sleep? You're having a good time. You guys, man, guys, I'm sorry. I'm so tired. I want to. That's a good. I'm so tired, guys. I'm so tired. I'm sorry. I can't. I can't. I want to. I want to keep hanging out. I really do, but I'm so tired. I can't keep going. Okay.